Guys, Tesla's getting absolutely clapped today. It's down over 11% from today's close. So in today's video, guys, I want to give you price targets on Tesla and talk about the potential bottom that could be coming. Tesla's getting really cheap, so starting to look really good for some potential upside movement. So before I get started, baby, smash that like, hit that subscribe, and let's dive into my screen right behind me here. So like I mentioned, guys, Tesla is way down today. It actually love tapped the price of $109. So it closed today at $109.10, down 11.41% on the day. So this is really a cascaded effect. There's no particular news that has came out recently. A lot of this is just cascading from Elon and his focuses on Twitter and him selling a lot of shares recently of Tesla. So a lot of this is starting to add up, and you're starting to see a cascade effect with a lot of investors. You're seeing a lot of selling pressure. I think a lot of this is FUD, which is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. I do think Tesla still has an optimistic future, but you start to see these things snowball in a hurry here. So Tesla, again, is down 11.41%, is down 44% for the month of December here. Tesla stock is headed for its worst month, quarter, and year on record. Tesla shares dropped 11% on Tuesday and are now down 44% in December. Investors are bailing on the stock as challenges mount for Tesla abroad, at home, and as Elon Musk continues to spend an outsized amount of time on Twitter. Now, remember, he's actively looking for a new CEO for Twitter. It's going to take a little bit of time because you want to make sure that CEO is kind of aligned with his business objectives, and he wants to make sure it's done right, knowing Elon. So I don't think he's going to let Tesla die. It's his baby. I'm not too worried about it as an investor personally. I think Tesla's going to be just all right here. Again, it's looking pretty cheap, and they have quite a market share in the EV market space. Let me know down below in the comments where you think Tesla's headed next. Now let's dive into the technical analysis here quick. Tesla, man, I talked about it. There has been a lot of selling pressure, and we can denote that here from a quick volume price analysis. So without even looking at a whole lot here, just the candlesticks, the price action, you can see we are starting to see staircasing volume, and it is strong seller volume. Okay, so Tesla is still selling further down. This tells me that there could be at least a little bit of relief soon. Not necessarily a bottom, but at least relief. The difference between relief and like a bounce is like you hit the bottom and then you come back up strong. I think after all this selling pressure, you're going to see a little bit of relief, maybe a little tick up, and then we continue further down just because of the overall broader market. I think Tesla is very oversold right now, and a lot of you guys can agree. Supply and demand. If you're looking to hold Tesla for years to come, would you rather buy it at, I don't know, $300 a share or $109 a share? So start thinking outside the box a little bit. Now let's take a look at some other indicators that could imply Tesla would see some relief soon. Now, staying on the higher time frame here, this is Tesla on the daily chart. So every candlestick represents 1 day's worth of time. We have talked about in previous videos how Tesla is sitting in this tremendous head and shoulders pattern, and I do think, being the neckline is right there, I do think we are starting to break out of that pattern. So we've been talking about this for months here. So a lot of this is making sense with the price action. And typically in the stock market, every reaction tends to be an overreaction. So I'm not discounting Tesla yet. Not yet, man. I would not bet against this man. Elon Musk is a machine. Let's take a look at some other indicators here that could imply a potential relief, and then we'll dive into the price targets. Now I'm going to be looking at two things next, guys. It's going to be the exponential moving average and divergence. These are two great indicators we can use. So we're already seeing a lot of things stack up in our favor for some relief. I'm going to show you a little tip and trick with the 9 EMA. So make sure you're paying attention to this part of the video because it can really help you with your trading. And also we're going to be taking a look at divergence here, bullish divergence. There's some strong bullish divergence on one of the time frames here. Let's dive into my screen. I'm done talking. Let's get after it. So if you guys want to add this indicator here, it's called an exponential moving average, or an EMA. So we're going to go up in here in trading view, and what we're going to do is we're going to set that period to 9. I'm going to show you guys a little trick with this. So make sure your length right here is set to 9. Boom. And then we have this blue line here. Come out to the daily time frame, or really any higher time frame. I prefer the daily and the weekly because it carries a lot more weight. Here's a little trick. Further away you are from this 9 EMA, right? That's kind of descended from it. The bigger that gap here, the more of a chance that we see some relief to come back up towards that gap. Doesn't mean we're going to come right up to it, but when you see a big gap like this, especially from, sequential price movement like this, we typically see relief follow. So we're descended from the 9 EMA. That's one confluence that I have. Another one we can use is the RSI indicator. So this is the relative strength index. Now, when you're looking at this, you want to make sure price is in that oversold region. Anything below the 30 is what I like. And currently on the daily chart, we're sitting at a 16.77. Guys, that is tremendously low for the RSI indicator. So there's another indication, right? RSI is oversold. We're descended from the 9 EMA. Let's try to find one more confluence here. and that's going to be bullish divergence. So we actually spotted this today on the 1 hour chart. I'm going to teach you guys what that is real quick here. So bullish divergence, it's a very strong indicator for looking for kind of bounces, dip buying. Now with this, the higher the time frame, the better, the more weight that it carries when you spot this divergence. And then on top of that, make sure you have multiple confluences, not just divergence. You can't just find divergence and then hit buy. Okay, it's just not going to work that way. Here's how we spot that. Come here and we look for the swing points on the indicator here. And right here, we do see a subtle higher low on the current indicator. Okay, so when we have a higher low, we come straight up to that point and look on the price action. We have a lower low. Okay, when you have a lower low on the price action and a higher low on the indicator, that is typically going to be right here, regular bullish divergence. Now there's other forms of divergence too. It kind of breaks into two categories. You have bullish and bearish, okay? And then you have the two types, regular and hidden. Hidden divergence is a lot stronger, but regular divergence is just as strong. We come up to this top right square here, bullish regular divergence. That is a great sign. So we have bullish regular divergence. We're descended from the 9 EMA and we're extremely oversold on the RSI indicator. The more confluences, the better. There's 3 solid ones right there. Now let's dive into even lower time frames here and give you guys some price targets. Now, one thing I always like to stress on this channel is that we make sure we try to learn before we earn. That part needs to come first. With this portion of the video here, I hope you understand that you need multiple confluences to find high probability setups. That's all trading is, right? Stacking your probabilities. You can't just trade because you see a descended 9 EMA or you see divergence or the RSI is low. That's not how that works. But you want to stack as many things as possible so you increase that probability and you ultimately get your A1 setups, baby. So with all this in mind, I'm looking for a little bit of relief on Tesla soon. Again, just relief. I don't think we bounce necessarily because of market conditions. Let's keep all these factors in mind and then give you guys some price targets for the near term. All right, Tesla, baby. So we have Tesla here on the 1 hour. Let's actually dive down to the 15 minute. The 15 minute's a nice sweet spot for kind of us everyday traders, right? If we're looking to trade more intraday, and if we're looking for kind of the rest of the week here, the last week of the trading year, I'm going to be deferring to the 15 minute. It's just more relevant. Now, a couple things need to happen here. So let's talk about the upside first and the downside. So we can grab calls or puts if you guys want to play options on Tesla or just trade it straight up, but I like to play in both directions of the market. Let's talk about upside first. So Tesla, it's going to be really simple here. You guys know that Tesla's very oversold right now and we're looking for some relief. Now the first price target I'm going to be eyeing is previous day's high. So tomorrow, if you want to see a little bit of relief or if we want to see a little bit of a better bounce here, we're going to be eyeballing $119.67. Until we clear that, we're still pretty damn bearish. And we're also going to be targeting that pre-market high just above that here at 122.55. We need to clear those two levels. Now understand we're down 11.41% at least towards those levels, so it's going to take a little bit of time to get there. So let's talk about some intermediate prices as well. Now for that, I'm going to come down to the lower time frame here on the 5 minute, and the most intermediate structure that I'm seeing that could add some significance here is going to be that $113.97. Let's round that up to 114. Okay, so there's levels to this, right? For the next few days here, we're going to be eyeballing these key levels. If we're looking to go long on Tesla, right, buy low, sell high, we're going to be eyeballing $114, $119.67, or you can go to 120 and then 122.55. Those are the 3 levels that we're looking for the upside. Those are the 3 price targets. Now for the downside, can we see some more downward movement? Let's take a look at these levels next. So for this, we're going to have to come to the higher time frame because there's not a whole lot of data to our left side here to look for key levels. So we're going to come to the daily chart here. Now here's Tesla on the daily chart, way over to the left side here. This data ranges back to late 2020 August. We're going to be taking the prior support levels. These are strong levels, guys. So let's take a look at these. The first target we're going to be looking at is that $104.48. It's pretty crazy that Tesla can get that low, but you never know. Let's keep our eyes on it. And then we're going to come down to $95.67. Now, on these levels on the way down, again, we're going to be watching 104.48 for the first one and then 95.67 for the ultimate price target to the downside. I think for sure we find a bottom there. It's going to need some relief, guys. It's getting too oversold. Now in between those, I want you to watch $100. That is a huge psychological level, so don't lose sight of that. So personally, myself and my private Discord will be trading Tesla live throughout this week. And if you're looking for some trade signals and you want to see us trade live, all you got to do is click that link down below in the description, guys. Click that private Discord link and I'll see you guys in there. If you found this video useful, leave us a like, baby, and hit that subscribe so you don't miss the next one.